An upcoming Christmas season, jury duty, and a pretty homeless girl. Welcome everyone. This week we're going back to 1940 for an American comedy drama romance film called The Lady in Question, starring Brian Aherne, Rita Hayworth, Glenn Ford, and Evelyn Keyes. And this is directed by Charles Vidor. Our story begins this week in Paris, France with the Moristan family and their bicycle and music store. Son Pierre, played by Glenn Ford, is attending university studying astronomy, while daughter Françoise, played by Evelyn Keyes, has just become engaged to dance instructor Robert Lacoste. Father Andre Moristan, played by Brian Aherne, with wife Michelle, are busy running the household and the store for the upcoming Christmas season. To add to his busy schedule, Andre has just been called for jury duty, much to his wife's disappointment, telling Pierre and Françoise to stay with their mother and mind the store. Pierre sneaks away to attend as Andre is sworn in by the president of the court in the judge's chamber for jury duty. The case, a young woman, Natalie Rogan, played by Rita Hayworth, is on trial for the shooting death of a young man she has been seeing, Gilbert Magnier. Natalie pleads innocent, that it was an accident, as witnesses are questioned, and a sympathetic Andre looks on. Recessed until the next day, Andre enjoys a quiet evening at home with his family while thinking about the case. The next day, Andre is convinced Natalie is innocent, while his peers believe that all the evidence points to her guilt. The verdict by the jurors, we find the accused not guilty, and Natalie is acquitted, however, homeless and without a job. Securing her acquittal, Moristan invites her to live and work at his store over Christmas, as no one else will give her a job. However, he decides to keep her true identity a secret, which soon begins to raise doubts within the family. Staying in Pierre's study room, Pierre and Natalie soon become acquainted. Pierre falls in love with her, even though he knows who she really is. Natalie begins reading up on astronomy and stays busy decorating the store as an unexpected visitor arrives. Natalie ducks out of sight as ex-juror Mr. Lorette shows up, distressed, thinking the court has made a mistake as his calculations has changed his mind, believing Natalie is guilty and wishes for a retrial. Sounds like trouble. So, is Andre persuaded by fellow former juror that Natalie was in fact guilty of murder? Does Natalie pack her bags, making plans to run away and not cause any more trouble? Or does new evidence turn up and all are reconciled as Christmas spirit and love wins out? Released August 7th, 1940, our film is based on the 1937 French film Gribouille, written by French playwright, screenwriter, and actor Marcel Achard. This film received 2 Photoplay Awards, a 1940 winner for Best Pictures of the Month, and a 1940 win for Best Performances of the Month for Brian Aherne. 85% of Google users like this movie, stating, very entertaining, a great combination of courtroom drama and romantic comedy set in France, and a fun light comedy to light up the Christmas season. That it is, and I did another Glenn Ford Christmas movie on my channel. It also stars Evelyn Keyes. From 1949, Mr. Soft Touch. Please click the link below and you can watch that one in its entirety. And our trivia question this week, was this the first of something for 2 of the stars of our film? Was this the first of something for 2 of the stars of our film? So a little more history and the answer to our trivia question coming up next. Since astronomy is a big part of our story, the telescope is the subject of this week's history. So, the telescope is a device used to observe distant objects, absorption or reflection of electromagnetic radiation. The history of the telescope can be traced to before the invention of the earliest known telescope, which appeared in 1608 in the Netherlands. A patent was submitted by Hans Lippershey, an eyeglass maker. Although he did not receive a patent, news of the invention soon spread across Europe. The design of these early refracting telescopes consisted of a convex objective lens and a concave eyepiece. Galileo heard about it and in 1609 built his own version, improving on this design and applied it to astronomy. The word telescope was coined in 1611 by the Greek mathematician Giovanni de Messiani for one of Galileo's instruments. The idea that the objective, or light-gathering element, could be a mirror instead of a lens was being investigated soon after the invention of the refracting telescope. Leading to many proposed designs and several attempts, in 1668 Isaac Newton built the first practical reflecting telescope, of a design which now bears his name, the Newtonian reflector. One of the most important moments in the history of modern telescopes happened in the mid-18th century with the discovery of the first achromatic lens by John Dulland. The achromatic lens, which greatly reduced color aberrations in objective lenses, also allowed for shorter and functional telescopes, first appeared in a 1733 telescope made by Chester Moore Hall. Later improvements saw the introduction of silver-coated glass mirrors in the 1850s and aluminized mirrors and radio telescopes in the 1930s. In the 20th century, telescopes of all shapes and sizes started being made, with many of them focusing not on gathering visible light, but on collecting other parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, such as X-ray, ultraviolet, and gamma ray. One of the latest telescopes that was launched was the James Webb Space Telescope on December 25, 2021 in Kourou, French Guiana. The Webb telescope detects infrared light. And if you're wondering, this is my telescope. It's a Celestron Power Seeker telescope. It's a lot of fun to use, actually, and it makes for a great Christmas gift. And the answer to our trivia question this week: was this the first of something for two of the stars of our film? It certainly was. This was the first of 5 films in which Canadian-born American actor Glenn Ford and American actress, dancer, and pinup girl Rita Hayworth appeared together. Their friendship carried over into their next film together, Gilda, from 1946, and continued through each other's numerous marriages. They also teamed together in The Loves of Carmen from 1948, Affair in Trinidad from 1952, that's one of my favorites, and The Money Trap from 1965. Their on-screen liaisons were soon transformed into an enduring, lifelong friendship. I'd like to give a big thank you to all my viewers and subscribers, and thanks for all your wonderful comments last week. I hope everyone that's viewing today will hit like and subscribe, and come back next week.